Hello, guys, and thank you for joining me today. I would like to start off by saying the first quote is that your success in life is your enemy greatest defeat. So there's no better revenge in life than your success, right? And this is going to go into my conversation that we're going to have today. So I have a certain thing that happened in my life not too long ago, but we're not going to get into much detail. But what I want to talk to you guys today is that in life, as you go on in life, there's always going to be people that are beneath you, that are intimidated by you, that don't really like your success, that are insecure about themselves. They themselves are losers. They are themselves are beta, and they are intimidated by your success. So in turn, they're going to try everything that they can to try to hold you back. So let's go into this episode, and I will talk to you guys a little bit more about this kind of lessons in life. So I would be remiss to, as a life coach, advisors to different kind of advising. I do military advising. I do career advisings. I do academic advising, right? So, and among other things. And if you have watched my videos, you would have seen that in my videos. But I want to make this video as more of a life and career advice, right? Is that once you go and you start in real world, you're going to find people that are not in your family, that are not in your friend groups, that are going to try to compete, but maybe they don't have the smarts or the ability that you have or the ambitions that you even have. So instead of trying to improve themselves by getting themselves educated, getting themselves up in a certain way, they'll try to tear you down in the process. And this is a very, very common thing. It's going to be in any kind of type of industry. You're in any type of industry. You can be to the most valor, high integrity industry, or the most lowest, just basic job. You're going to find that. Right? And you're going to have people who try their best to move up in their own way, but then you come and you move up in a different way that they don't understand, right? They move up by kissing butt, they move up by, sucking up, but you come in and you don't do that. The things that they do to try to move up, you don't do any of that, and you do something completely different. And then you move up really, really quickly differently. That itself is very intimidating to them, right? Because you break down their illusion, and a lot of people, when they are very insecure, they want to feel power over you, and they can only get that if you let them, right? So when you go through life, people are going to try to ruin your career, right? For something very small infraction that doesn't even make sense, and then when you don't take it, right, from them, they get even more pissed off because then you are taking away their validity that they're above you, and then you showing them that they're beneath you. So then they lash out at you, right? And then you're gonna see the integrity or the what it is that people will try to gaslight you and lie to you, and gaslighting is trying to make you believe things is not real, right? And they'll show themselves as complete hypocrite, where they'll try to get you on certain technicality, but then they'll do something worse, right? And then they don't have the integrity to own up to it, right? So that's kind of what's going to happen in life, is that people don't believe the people around you that don't care for you, right? You care about your family, your friends, the relationship, and you have to screen them, right? This is kind of how life works. And the people that are not in that kind of category, that's outside of maybe your co-worker, your leadership, your underling, anything really, or maybe even other people around you, they're going to show themselves for who they are. And I listened to this quote a while ago, and it's ring true. When people show themselves for who they are, believe them, right? Because it's easy to put on a mask. People put on masks all the time, right? And they'll act like your friend. They're very funny. They're all these different things. But once things happens where now you're starting to find success, they're gonna dig up your post or something from like 5 6 years ago, right? 2 3 years ago, and they're gonna be like, you're going to apologize for this and we're gonna hold you accountable or something like that. They're gonna find every single way to hold you back, right? But if you are a driven person, you're someone who have already proven themselves above them, there's nothing they can do to hold yourself for them to hold you back. They could get you to lose your job, but you can always bounce back because that's kind of your goal. The only person who can hold you back at that point is you, right? And if you give up and you just listen to them, there's you're gonna just prove them right, right? You're gonna do things that they want to happen because they're intimidated by you, right? So they want to keep you at a certain level, right? So I was watching certain people throughout my years, and I came across this guy on YouTube. His name is Kevin Samuel, right? So a lot of you might heard of him. He's in the Red Pill community, but he doesn't just talk about things of relationship nature, or he also talk about how men should carry themselves, right? Be the best version of yourself, right? And he also expressed many times that as you go through life, there's people who are going to be intimidated by you, and they're going to try to disparage you from doing the things that you can do to reach your potential, right? So an example he gave is like, he told men like, wear your suits always, right? Like, just if you go to the mall, wear your suit on a Saturday, and you're gonna get people around you like, why are you wearing suits on a Saturday at the mall, right? Because they're intimidated by you, because you're making the standard, of not just the marketplace of dating, but marketplace of just you being so great that they're intimidated. So they're trying to talk you down by saying like, that's kind of dumb what you're doing, or just trying to disparage you some way. And this is gonna be what you're gonna experience throughout your life. You're gonna hit some road bumps. People are gonna try to sabotage your career. People are gonna, and if you are in that mindset where you're gonna let them rule your life by determining if that's the thing that it's okay for you to do or not, you're never gonna succeed. And I know I speak in laboratory, right? So that goes a little bit of an example of what I went through. Is that um, is that I'm not gonna get into details because I don't think it's professional to be telling people's names and where or what. But I'll tell you a story without mentioning much. I was working for this certain company for many years, like 8.5 years, right? And I never had problems until one day, very short amount of time, I was getting promotion. I was getting put in a certain position. I was getting flow from countries to countries, and my career was set. But so a certain few people got very intimidated of what I had become, and it's very obvious, right? And it is a lot of things that probably, but what really happened is that they start making up lies about me. They're starting to dig up old videos and misinterpreting that, saying that I done things that I don't even have access to, and they're also saying that um, they interpreted things in such certain way that I might have been insulting a coworker, which is not true, right? I was told that, well, there's only one person that is blonde in this, so you must. I was talking in laboratory because, this country has a lot of blonde people. It's just an example I was giving, but it was taken in such a way that they used it as a weapon, right? And that goes to show some people will say, you just need to hide yourself in the rock, don't say anything ever. But we're all human beings, right? We especially the age of media, social media, you're always going to say something that someone can take out of context, right? Because, we're human beings, right? And people with malice intention can always take things out of context. And if they have a little bit of power, they can ruin a lot of things for you, right? But for what you did or what they did, right, to ruin whatever they think that they're going to do, as long as you don't give up, your revenge, your best revenge is your success in the end. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's because, I went through something like that, and now I'm getting offers from the same company to come back at a very high position, left and right. Multiple companies are hiring me. And see, the thing is that if you watch my videos, you're going to realize that I am very intellectual, right? Right now I'm in a nuclear physics degree, and I'm also doing law on the side, right? I have different career in the past, and at a certain point, you just need to realize, how much do you want to be told what to do by a bunch of idiots who don't know anything, right? Who clearly are beneath you, but they themselves, because of their own insecurities, because maybe they were bullied in their past, or they're a middle child, or they have certain things in their life that maybe they didn't express, that they're putting it on you, right? And it's their anger, and then they lie to themselves of what you did and all the damage that you did, which is not true, right? So as you go forward, I hope you can take my lessons on life, and you don't need to take my work completely, but your life is for you to decide, right? People are going to talk you down always, right? And if you have the integrity and the discipline, right, you're not going to be. So like, let's say you're aging. Instead of being fat, you go to the gym, you have the discipline and the integrity to go to the gym every single day. Even if they're going to tell you that, oh, you lack all these type of integrity, I mean, like reality show otherwise. Like you can be like, I go to the gym every day. I am very well sculpted. I'm like a Greek god because I have the discipline and the integrity. And if you're going to tell me that I lack integrity, why do you look like, Snooki, right? Or, a panda bear, right? Like, and there's something don't add up, right? So people have lack of integrity, and also what also happens is that they're going to show themselves to be hypocritical, because back to my story, is that when I was going through that kind of process, I had a lot of people helping me outside of that company who was explaining me what to do and how to navigate it, so I didn't get into as big of a trouble so I was able to dodge a lot of things. But when I came back to get my stuff, when I already left the company, I was assaulted by someone who was very high up in that chain, right? He assaulted me, which is a lot worse of an offense. And I had video recording. I have a witness there, right? And they were trying to ruin my career. But for what he did, he didn't even get anything, right? He just got a slap on the wrist, if even, right? And then it goes to show that some people will tell you that you lack integrity, but then they show themselves to lack integrity because they don't own up to their own mistakes, even though their mistakes is worse than what they're trying to put it onto you, right? So as you go through life, you're going to see these type of very hypocritical rule for thee but not for me mentality. And they're going to continue to prove you're right, even though maybe they got mad at you for certain things, but then they themselves prove you're right for the things that they're mad at, because it shows and highlight their insecurities and their own. So at a certain point in life, you just need to realize, do you want these losers, these betas, these nothing to hold you back? Or are you going to put yourself to the future and propel yourself up and, succeed over them? Make their nightmare come true, because their biggest, the worst thing that could happen for them is your success, because they don't want you to succeed, right? And that's kind of goes to show, right? Hopefully this message reaches some of you that may be going through some hard time in your life. Maybe you're going through some certain things, but things are going to improve as long as you keep up the hard work. And it's not always about, just doing things that doesn't work. It's also about work smarter, not harder. And that's why I make this channel, is I can help people go through certain places or certain pathways into where they want to be in the best and most efficient way that they can, without having to continually do something that doesn't work, right? Because I have the experience to do it, and I'm very, very observant. So, right, I'll leave you guys with the last quote, right? Fools, the smart, the smart, learn from their other mistakes, from others' mistake. Only fools learn from their own mistakes, right? So, and that's kind of how I kind of make the channel. I observe a lot, right? And I also experience a lot as well. All right. If you guys have any questions, if you guys have any type of experience that align with this, please leave it below. I would love to hear from you guys. And if you guys want to set up an appointment so we can have a heart to heart, and it doesn't have to be about career or something like that. If you're going through some hard time, I would like to hear about it. Right? It's just like I have helped many people get into the career of their dreams, into the service of their dream. I know how to navigate.